Mr. Lynch lives will be live forever. Good morning, Mr. Simply, or 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 simply. No, yesterday not Lynch. It's November 11, 2025, and it's Tuesday. Posso dire, seems mid sky, but as you know, for me, it means an adjective that means clear day, sunny, alternately cloudy, cloudy days, but it seems mostly cloudy at the moment. Yes, it also seems very still now. It's early afternoon, it's noon and 37 minutes. 64 for Fahrenheit, 18 Celsius, and this means that it's really soft. Can you see this video? It's fucking soft. It's elastic adjective to use for the autumn to spring appearance. Sta forse for yourself. It's because I'm seeing the fact that on la stagione 17 for years. It's the fact that for the summer we passed 4 years with the reports that absolutely non follow the me. But in fact, in summer, think body. Also the fact that few weeks ago we entered in some weeks ago we entered in autumn now for the autumn 4 years. With the reports still not for the other seasons. The winter and spring is not in this case still 3 years. Where as perhaps someone know, remember I think the body was on the body which I suppose indeed. I'm sure that I said there are many things for the so see at the same time some purpose and fact that you should watch one is it's a better no perhaps separate because you are start for me. I really know it's a collaboration also for the winter spring exam is for winter so just folder for the spring then check one second adjectives of for the summer adjectives so in general for the seasons or the periods because the adjective and the garden in English that is for me also nothing to say for you that absolutely incomplete but sure for this video for 2 reasons. The first reason consists in passage summer to the autumn, and second reason and most important definitive last definitive change of the temperature and the visa happening the last 6-7 weeks where now the air is completely changed and pleasant, and with the air means the same temperature and degrees, so the sum of all these things makes the condition situation completely pleasant, or if not pleasant, surely good, but at least, all this at least for me, also for the people from native think not because feel cold from native think yes or no, this depends on them, or in general for me also good, no? And if last this, so this it seems slightly cold obviously. It's the half practically going to half November, also to December, so it's right from a center point of view. This thing, however, in general for me was good, no? And still, matter of fact, also to way, I don't know if I can say the same thing as it's just before, because it's a good, not too completely. In fact, I believe as I'm a function on this. Being here non fica temperature disease, repeat as just before, 64 for Fahrenheit, 18 Celsius. At the important thing in the atmosphere at anticipated. So you do this. Yes, there is yes, there is a curtain, so there is a curtain in general, as a limited extent I'm sure is almost perfect. At least I suppose. The fact is, one doesn't repeat is practically yes, mostly cloudy, skies in general. According to what I read, consider the trend of the last days and similar sensations. I think it's possible to later in the late afternoon. Because obviously it's early afternoon, might became totally cloudy, and also at mattina if it's a moment to the similar remote possibility Warte, so ist in der bestimmten Machine so wie das so sì, inizia chi è, secondo me tu devi chi è. Bad well. From to the country, but well bad, sì, bad well. If not bad, al massimo ti mostro lì con. So si dice, mi dico il winner del new white 14, winner the green flowers mix between the plants since last November 1. For other information, important information, what you think, see, I comment one my comment under the video, which I in fact explain better in the setting. It's very important. Always near BNE. To the BNE, I don't know if you can see it well. Yes, and cortina from this shot. I think of yes, the flowers, particular obviously. If not even met from this other shot. Or from a mythical classical from this other classical shot this is the same used for the previous cortina grey, beautiful grey with the beautiful painted branches, and related to this thing, this fact that both when there isn't a green only shooter and also when there is, but more when there is because FX measure now I let the scene a little picture sentences are reduced for the grey curtain that is this. But also always better visible for me. It's entirety. Read the shot. It's once again. La serie riconosciuta, tu mi attivi soprattutto se che loro sono serie similite a specie senza use for the cortini, I read it once again, is it is, but also and always better visible for me in its entirety, in its shot, at the once again shot. And finally, from a mythical keyboard Magix 740, PG 625, also in the case of me, shot. Betting on the people of Lojana, the person is getting it over. So, no one is also myself, also my skills, and finally, I hope you all get breakfast. Today it's late in general, also Mars sono sei maximo slightly late, fa come se io letto for Mars, ma poi l'importa è fare il fondo ricordo che ci sono per 3. Potete salve in faccia un breakfast, fiantene assembly, stato vita. Fiantene in parte in mertiere, tu devi essere su finché 3 ore, 6 ore, sembra 3. Su saggio, I to repeat, where to the closest record. Late also Mars, also maximum, can see also maximum, slightly late. It's just roll, just un quote, non in 37 minutes. That's a little thing to show us the damage that it's a me also the water meters a million. And as you must see. Ecco, sono most building del floor. Absolutely. Riteniamo se la mastomania, also se lo conto si think like fact the reason in front but it should be time in the period where permesso to get 1 persone dove check better se tu in the president ordering which start to see all these settings from Nisana shots of business notes giochi poi vedo che mata mastomania also from Nisana to insomnia question qualità da biscuits, nella mia usual combo su beautiful biscuit series and I think at one mess to Mexican types chocolate chip cookies or the cookies with the chips chocolate chips and if you want to mistake in this effect to biscuits and challenge but in particular two things from the red and the first one spot milk but no shots on che zitti coffee sì ma toast and squeak chocolate fa così andate from shot fragment di sono shot in the venif in class non so se si mostrovania se si lo sono conto ci lo vediamo nel period sono da perché c'è capite se io dopo sono mai squeak straight definition nowadays one series we brought it to one series it's the thing they brought to one series insomma il mostro think fate fuori ti fai vedere su se si chiede lo conto su se ci lo vedi da nel period adesso non so se sono diventato ci capite se io vabbè hai pattern insert detto one series in mix over good news quindi se uso delle tecniche da breakfast sono queste bombe se sono stati più in particolare a me e forse sì che si fa sti video se gioco se volete che metto massonia tell me and just about obviously I'm anything to the first time si vedete più tell me we also consider tooling as breakfast usa me mamma the second thing is about to see that fact many if there are blue sister Conad garanzi as me are in great position and among things let them today so as I should cosa? Dovessi più position minere la pamma e l'ansia fa così altro come io because era really super bad adesso non si può fare fa che non ti tornano tu l'app ma sì